your favorite Tara Little Bacon Bear hanging out with one of my faves, man. You're like a legend. Do you know that?
Wow.
You're a legend in entertainment.
Oh, that's kind of you to say.
I mean it, truly. There are some people that like, you may not ever see their face or get to meet them in person, but when somebody says, oh, I'm such and such, in your case, you said, oh, I'm Jasmine Brand. I said, oh, shit, it's the Jasmine Brand, and your pink hair always leads you in. So I'm like, no, literally, you're a legend.
That's really, that's a bit much, I feel like, but
so?
No, and I'm not just saying that. Yeah. I think my business partner, Meyer, he always be like, I don't think you get like what we built and who you are and what we've done and I think when you're in it,
sure.
I think you just in it, so it's not really.
That's how I feel when people say, like, when they're like, they run up when you're screaming and they're hugging. I'm just like, I don't feel that. I just feel like a girl, you know.
And also, I feel like for you, I feel like people feel like they know you because they hear you, so they feel like you're their friend.
But that's
right?
also, I think, the cool thing of coming up probably in your era and your shine, your upward soar was just off the strength that like people didn't necessarily get to put a face to it. Now you have to do all of those things all at once, but you get a chance to shape who you wanted to be.
Yeah. When I first started, I came at the tail end, and this is before you. I feel like like Nicole Bitchie and the YBF and the Sandra Roses and the Love B. Scotts. I came at the tail end of people naming their platform after themselves.
Exactly.
And so then it kind of, things evolve and things change. But so thankfully, we've been around for a while. So,
a while.
Yeah.
Well, it seems all of those other things that you named, you've pretty much outlived most of those brands. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I think all of them are still, Nicole is not there anymore.
Exactly.
But I feel like the rest of them are
not in the same way. Not in the same way. Not in the we have to go log in right now and I need to see what the facts are here because there are so many other outlets that do that.
Gotcha. I get what you're saying. I just feel kind of bad, like. But the thing, and Meyer and I say this, like we're still competing in a space that is overly saturated, and we still are. People still come to us. People still believe us. We still make money. We still have reach. So I'm super thankful that we're able to, it's not easy to do that in any industry or any business.
If anything, it shows that your ability to pivot is phenomenal. Like, that is part of the name of this game. And I think that we've seen so many different types of creatives. I'm just going to use that broadly as just like creatives.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Creatives that bow out because they have to go do other things. But you have seemed to forge a way to do it all and keep doing it all and maintain doing it all and keeping that same virility and energy. So,
well, thank you. It's not easy, but thank you.
So the reason that we're here today to talk about it, last time I saw you were like, oh, I have a book. I said, book? You said, yeah, no, I have an ebook coming. I was like, come back to talk about the ebook.
Right.
And we're talking about how to build a business without quitting your job. So this is right on time.
Yes.
How do I build a business without quitting my job? And why would I not quit my job if I want to build my business?
Well, and that's the big misconception. I'll just say from the start that's the number one question I am always asked. Once people were like, oh, you co-own the Jasmine Brand, and they're like, I want to do my own thing. Like when people hear my story, they're like, should I quit my job? That's the first thing.
Right. Like, at what point do I quit my job so that I can do this thing full time? And it's like, why you gotta do that?
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. I can't tell someone whether or not they think they can quit their job, but you do not have to do that. And I wish I would have this ebook that I wrote. I wish I had it for myself because I probably would have done things a little differently at the beginning. But I definitely would have quit my job. But I'm just saying you don't have to do that. Like you can make choices, you can make decisions, you can plan things out. And I feel like we're in this era now where everyone wants to be their own boss, which is great. Right. It's fine, but everyone cannot do that. Financially, everyone can't do that.
Well, what type of person can do it? If you can just like typecast, because for me, for example, like I did radio for 5 years. I quit 3 years ago, just out of the blue for most people. But then I just came back probably 60 days ago, like I said. But
that's soon ago.
Exactly. Like I haven't even hit my 90 days in type thing.
It's probation. Okay.
Exactly. But right before that, people are always asking, like, maybe so you're gonna quit your job so that you can go do other things.
Okay.
But no, that's not what mine looked like. But I still hear people ask me all the time, like, when's a good time to quit so that I can pivot to do this thing full time? Especially rappers and artists, like, yeah, can I quit my day job so I can do my full time rap job?
Right.
What would you say is the good signs that you should look for? What types of things do you point towards when it's like, hey, maybe you can pivot?
Well, I think probably one of the most important things is not so much money. Obviously, that's super important, but it's the drive. If you don't have the drive, you don't have the follow through, you're never going to make it in this industry.
Yeah.
Any industry, as an entrepreneur, doing on the side or full time, if you don't have the drive and the focus, you aren't able to like get rid of distractions. You're not going to be able to do well with any business. I feel like that's the number one thing. And I think also you have to be financially secure, and you have to be able to know how to manage your money.
Right.
I think those are two important things when you think about whether or not you can quit your job.
Sure.
But the first thing is you have to have the drive.
Well, April is Financial Literacy Month, and I do have to ask you, what would you tell yourself at the age of 21 about money now?
Oh my gosh, listen, if I'm being complete, I struggle with money now. My business
Really?
partner, because I spend.
She said she did walk in with a Chanel, so she might be spending it. Okay.
I spend. He does. We're like night and day. I think if I had to tell what I could tell myself at 21 is you have to learn how to spend less. Like, spend like you're broke. I mean, spend like you're broke. Like, just act like you're broke. Like, save money like you're broke, spend like you're broke. Like, really be lean with your spending.
Right.
Like, and you can do whatever you want to do, but you have to be able to manage and have a healthy relationship with money. You know how some people be like, I'm just not good with money.
Sure.
Like, that I would have those type of conversations with me earlier than I was 21. Like, even, when I first started getting money, I would have had those conversations with myself. Like, you got to figure this thing out, Jazz.
What were your peers doing at that point? Like, what did you see them doing? Did you also replicate those experiences? Were your
At what
friends
age?
At 21, like when we're talking about money.
My peers, I was getting out of college, so we were all kind of struggling. But, like I remember when I went to Morgan State University. I remember
she's a bear.
I'm a bear. And I remember being on campus and getting a credit card because they were there. Like, things like that, I feel like I shouldn't have done. But me and my peers were all doing that. We were doing, and also, I can't blame my mother or my parents, but, I think if I had a parent that was like, kind of schooled me.
Right.
Now I'm grown. It's not her responsibility. But
Sure.
I just, those are things that you want to teach your children. And they decide whether, because even if she had have taught me that, I could have still.
Yeah, you still going to do what you going to do.
I still could have been buying Chanel. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but my peers were doing the same thing I was doing.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that they teach us about money in school, like how to count it, but not how to maintain it, not how to grow it, not how to keep it, not how to build wealth or any of those things.
Yeah.
Are those things that you have now learned in adulthood, or are you still working through that process?
No, those are things that I learned in adulthood. But the thing that I still struggle with is spend. I like to spend. I like to buy things. I like to spend money. I like to, so we could make. I mean, we do well, thankfully, but.
Yeah.
I like to spend. So that's something that I have to be super diligent and conscious with. And I was just having a conversation with Maya about it. Like, okay, I got to figure that. I got to, because we continue to make money and, I'll continue to spend it. So.
And so you're a mother, but then you're also an entrepreneur, and then you're like an entertainer. All of those things at once? You can sustain all of that once? Like balancing your checkbook and doing all of that? Or is it hard?
Yeah, I think it's hard, but I think it's hard for any woman. Like, even so you don't have any children, right?
Nope.
Okay, but you have other things. You have multiple gigs sometimes. You have to be here. You have to be on camera. You have to be present. You may have a relationship. You may have family.
Right.
It's the same thing. Mine, I feel like it's challenging. We have a daughter that's autistic. She's on the spectrum. Right. It ain't even like a regular little kid. Like, so
she pumped. She got energy. She ready to go.
She is on. You hear me?
Right.
Her name is Rain. She on 10. She
Rain's
is up.
prompt.
Yes, she is. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, you're not tired? Like, what's happening? But it's really about, and I don't believe in balance.
Really?
No, I can't. I can't. I don't believe
so
in
it's just extremes all the way around?
I'm not saying extremes, but there's never going to be 50-50. Like, something may suffer a little, or something may have to be postponed and put on the back burner, or I don't. For me, I have not been able to find a perfect balance, and I just don't believe in it. Even when I started the Jasmine Brand, my personal relationship suffered. I went hard with the Jasmine Brand. That's why I was able to grow so fast, because I purely focused on it, and I wasn't worried about anything else but, sustaining a few things, but it was no balance. I'm just telling
you. Was that a sustainable structure for you? Just go until you can't? Did you ever crash out?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What for you, what are your crash outs looking at? I'm not asking that as a personal ask at this point, because my crash outs are strange these days.
Well, when you say crash out, like, I would work until I was sick.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I will, and then I talk about it in the book a little bit. I was taking pills, like, to help me stay up. Like, I would do that sort of thing, right, to try to. But I don't regret any of it, because I still can outwork anybody. Ooh, I still can. There's not many people that can outwork me, and I'm super. I can be super focused. That's just part of my makeup, I think.
I was gonna say that's in your DNA, but that's that born hustler kind of like in you.
Yeah.
And that's something. Do you think if you don't necessarily have that, you can add it to your repertoire? Like, can someone else be like that, or is that just something that's innate of you?
growing up, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur.
Sure.
I liked my getting paid on the 15th and the 30th. I liked my 9 to 5. So I don't necessarily think I had that drive initially. I think once you create your own and you want to be successful, if you really want to be successful, I think it comes with the territory. And if you are not driven, if you don't want those things, then maybe it's just not for you.
Right.
But I don't know if I was born with it, or maybe I wasn't. Maybe like a light switch came on and it was activated. Because there's certain things about you that maybe you don't even know yet are going to be activated in certain scenarios, certain opportunities. You might have an epiphany one day and it might activate something.
It puts the battery in your back.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now it's time to run.
Yeah.
Well, that said, like I said, I think I meet a lot of artists that are like, I'm not sure whether I should do this or do this. Do you think that you have to make a choice between the two?
I do not think. For me, I had to. I do not. I did not want to. My boss came to me and basically gave me an ultimatum. I had to pick between my side hustle and that's why I left. So for me, I needed to pick one. Mm-hmm. I don't think everyone has to do that, but I do think one of the things that holds people back is like fear.
Fear of what? Themselves? Fear of
failure.
Succeeding? Yeah.
Failure. Fear of what people are thinking or going to say. A lot of people are just, I'm afraid to. I just still do it anyway. Or I have a village too that kind of helps me.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I have a village. I have a small group of friends that and it's usually just my business partner, Maya, or another friend or something. But like, it's really just fear that holds us back. It's just being afraid of like what other people are going to think, or like people, if I post this, what people going to be on the side, like crack, or what if it doesn't do good and get like that kind of thing. I think it's really fear, and I feel like that translates into like artists and everything. Like, and why not? Why not try it and see what happens?
Well, because I feel like the stakes are high now. The internet never forgets. So if you do something and you make a mistake, it's like I can't put it back away after I've made that decision. You know what I mean?
But the alternative to that is not doing anything. Like, so, and I also, in life in general, one of my biggest fears is like missing my window of opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So like, I've always been afraid, like, what if this is my window? Like, oh my gosh. Like, and sometimes opportunities present themselves. Sometimes they don't. Yeah. And I'd rather take a chance than be sitting at home watching somebody else.
Yeah, that'll make you sick. That'll make you sick.
Yeah.
You ever have an idea for something, you don't execute on it, and then you see somebody else do it? You're like, wait, hold on, that was mine. Yeah. That was my idea.
Yeah.
No, you just didn't act on it.
You didn't. Yeah. Yeah. It happens all the time.
For you, as a creative that probably gets a million ideas every single day, what things do you decide to foster to grow? How do you make those decisions on what grows and what doesn't?
I just kind of talking internally,
right?
Seeing what's out there, seeing what's not out there, thinking like, how much money is this going to cost? Like legit, you know what I mean? Like, what's the end result? How long can we try this? Right. Just all those kind of variables that you would do with any sort of like business idea or whatever. But it just it depends on what's going on right now. It's not a set formula, I don't think.
It's not a set formula. Now, in the book, since I have not gotten the ebook yet, I'm just going to ask a bunch of questions about the book.
They didn't send you the
They sent me a press release about the ebook.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's a good thing. That gives me something to look forward to.
I'm so
but it also
sorry.
gives me, no, that's okay. But it gives me a good reason to check it out, to get it for myself and pay that $27.
Okay.
That's worth it. That's worth it.
Well,
it's an investment.
Well, listen, I could have done it for free, or I could have did it for like $10. But this is the thing. I feel like when you have something of value,
that part,
that sometimes you have to pay it and sometimes you don't.
Right.
And also, I didn't want to do a full book because it's an easy read. It's 40 pages, but it's also me sharing my story and sharing things that I've never discussed publicly. And sometimes you have to invest, or sometimes you don't. And it's a choice.
I think that that's a safe investment because you have the track record to prove that probably what you got in here is probably going to be fact. And it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like one thing. It's not just like the girl off the street just trying to sell me something right now, and then I'm just like, oh. But no, it's like, wait, no, we've seen her track record, we've seen her work, but I'm excited to hear some of the stories you have not told.
Yeah.
What makes a good teammate? What makes for a good village? What do you look for in team building? And what should we look for in team building?
Well, I think that you should, in terms of a teammate or someone that you want to partner with or do business with, I think that they should have some of the strengths that you don't. So maybe like if you're not good in a certain area, I think maybe a partner or someone in your village that is helpful. someone that's grounded, but that has a track record. Like, people talk about I've made millionaires or I've invested in this, and let's see the receipts. Like, let's see what's,
Show me your $1 million.
Because some people are very good talkers. Like, they could talk, they can sell you anything. They're really good with small talk. I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm very direct, blunt, or whatever. But there are some people. So you want to know, like, what have you done? Like, let me see, show me. Yeah. Like, you want to talk to people. And I think, really it's an energy thing too. Like, if you're good at reading people or vibing off people, and then I think it won't be as hard for you.
I will say, just in general, it's kind of hard to sometimes read the intentions of other people just because you might have ulterior motives. What is a good way to advocate for yourself? And I'm just offering this as an advice to a young creative that's also like, I don't want to navigate this wrong.
Well, it's really about life experiences. Sure. Like, usually, like, your antennas will come out with certain situations. But like some things you kind of have bumps and bruises along the way that you'll remember, like, oh, I remember this. I know what this feels like. Or this is like, sounds like a red flag to me. Or let me ask somebody that I trust, like, what do you think about this situation? What do you think about this? It is nothing wrong with being skeptical. I think we all should be.
I'm a very skeptical person.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait. But is there aliens? But where are they at?
Yeah, but also, but also, like, in terms of someone's intention, like, people want to use you, of course, like, because you're a value.
You're an asset.
But I'm saying, why would they not want to use you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think people just want to be around me or talk to me because I'm cool? No, it's because I'm a dope person, but also I have this platform. Like, right. Let's make sure it's beneficial, or I'm aware. As long as I'm aware, it just kind of depends on the situation.
As long as you're aware. I definitely get that. I think it's a matter of being tactful, too. The tact. Since we are talking about the ebook and talking about getting through struggles and things like that, can you give me an example of a time that you counted yourself out and you actually succeeded really, really well? You're like, oh, shit, I surprised myself.
We did we did a Shattering Ceilings. What was it? A brunch in LA and Hollywood, and I think it was Meyer's idea. Right. And I was terrified. I didn't think we could pull it off. And I remember the day of, like, it was during BET Awards weekend. So, like, that's, so it's like, it's a lot of competition.
Entertainment converges right then. That's like when anybody black in entertainment, they're all together at once.
Yeah, and I guess I forgot that everyone in LA comes to things late. And so I just feel like, I remember we were there, and I'm like, Meyer, oh my God, I'm so scared. What if nobody comes? Like, a typical, like, what if no one shows up or whatever? And then, like, right when the event started, like, it was packed out. We had to turn people down. And the whole time Meyer was like, I don't, like, what is wrong with you? Like, you knew we could do this. And that seems like something small, but that was like a really big deal for me because, who wants to throw a party and nobody comes?
Yeah, that could definitely be a sticky or a scary situation. Yeah. But I think if you just see it through, you'll have a learning lesson in it either way.
For sure.
How do you decide when to pivot?
I think you should pivot before things start dropping. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted you to say that. Why did you just say that?
I think you should pivot on a high, and you can still, like, linger with whatever else you're doing. But I think, I think it's always good to try new things and explore new angles. And you don't have to necessarily do it when you get fired or when you dead broke. You can do, you know what I mean? Like, it's just part of life. And I feel like you should continue to explore, and there's no right or wrong time, but you want to do it before you hit it's dry, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before you're dead and stinking and no one cares about you. I think that you should think about it when you're at your high, or even when you're elevating, so you can have an eye, okay, like, maybe my next thing I'm gonna do is this. Yeah,
good plan. Definitely good plan. With so many business owners here in the DMV that will be listening and watching, what advice would you offer them, and what would you tell them, and what would you say to them to make them get this book? Why is it a good fit for them? Why do they need your book?
I think this book is perfect for people that still think that they can't succeed because they have to quit their job. Because there are people that, like, I can't do this business because I can't still have my job and do it. I think it's perfect for a person that wants to have a business on the side and they're not ready to jump out the window on their own yet. And there's a series of questions in here that you should ask yourself. There's also, like, tactical ways, and, like, this is how I did it, because I did it when I had a job. Right. And then there's this thinking that everyone has a different definition of what success looks like. So we talk about like what's success for you as opposed to what success is for other people. And then I give situations, and I think it's one of the more realistic things, because I think people talk about entrepreneurship, but they don't talk about how you get to it if you still have a 9-to-5. Because a lot of us don't have the luxury of just quitting our job.
Of course.
Yeah.
I did it myself, and then it was like, whoa, I could thrive as a creative, but also like I like health insurance. So
listen, yeah, things like that we talk about, because there are things that you have to account for that you forget about. But then when you are on your own, you're like, I got to go to the doctor. What am I going to do? Like,
right.
Or what I need to get my teeth cleaned. What am I going to do?
Literally.
Or if I have an emergency, or like, what about childcare? Like, it's a different, and I talk about being a mother too. It's a different set of rules when you have that kind of responsibility too. So.
Well, fortunately, I'm doing it without that type of responsibility.
I know, that's
so
right.
I got to worry about myself today.
Yep.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
How important is longevity to you?
And I think in terms of a career, I think it's important. But if it doesn't work out, you can always pivot and do something else.
I love your optimism, girl.
I mean,
love your optimism.
because what else are we gonna do? Like.
Okay, yeah, I definitely understand. I usually say like sink or swim, do or die, because I don't got no exit plan. I don't have any other plan. This is it. This was the investment. I'm pouring into this because this is all I got.
Yeah.
Professional yapping. Where can we follow you? Where can we get the ebook? Where can we celebrate you, tell you cheers, and definitely tell you you're a legend, because I already said it already, but I'm going to let them tell you.
Thank you. So you can find everything on the Jasmine Brand. It's a link in the bio. And then I'm probably going to do something to like maybe do like, I don't know, a class or something about the book where it'll be less expensive, and I can do not a one-on-one, but maybe like a group setting where we could talk about, because there's a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs, but they just don't know what to do or how to do it. And every year for the new year, they're like, I'm going to launch this business, and then they don't do it. So,
or better yet, they don't keep it all the way through to the longevity point. It's like, oh, I developed the LLC, but then I didn't finish this. I didn't do this. I did do this. That kind of thing.
I also like to say there is no exact formula. I had no business plan when I started the Jasmine Brand. No, I'm serious. I had no business, and so I think people limit themselves by saying I need to have this ready. I need to have. And I talk about that in the book too. Like, you don't need a template for all these things. Like, you need to figure out if you can sell this thing. Like, you know what I mean? So I think we have these like, as soon as I get this, I don't have this ready. People just need to really execute, honestly. And follow through.
Ooh, I'm feeling like you're reading me right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm taking this very personal. I should not. In the 4 agreements, it said don't take it personal, but I am. But you're right. The point is execute. That's the bottom line.
Because we all got ideas. But like we just said, if you don't execute them, nobody gives a damn. Like, please, no, I don't care about your great ideas. Like, you could be cool. You're not doing nothing. Like, what are you doing?
What do you have to show for it?
Yeah, like you got all these people come to me. I'm like, okay, where is it? Like, did you do something? Did you do a small sample? Like, what is happening here?
Right. What did Lotto say? Put it on the floor. Put it on the floor.
Get in the booth or whatever.
I'm just saying, put it on the floor. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate you so much. Give me that Instagram one more time so we can get the ebook. We got to remember to get the ebook. Get the book. Get the book, y'all. And I'm going to get the book too.
Okay, it's the Jasmine Brand.
Period. Thank you, Queen.
That's crazy.
No, I'm going to listen. I want to do the investment, but I'll take the free copy.
Yeah, I'll send you a free copy.
Thank you.